starting off with this. So to begin off, I love Adam Sandler. He might not be one of my favorite like comedian actors because there's the Ash, there's like Jim Carrey, there's Will Ferrell, there's Adam Sandler. He's Adam's like somewhere in the middle. Jim Carrey's on top though. And so with that, a lot of Adam Sandler classics haven't always been like my diehard favorite comedies to go to. If my favorite one of his is Waterboy, but I enjoy all the other ones. Being honest, Happy Gilmore, that first one, not to say it's a bad movie, but it was never one of my favorites. I prefer Billy Madison. I prefer like 51st Dates, the Water Boys I was mentioning, even The Longest Yard. I was never that crazy about the original Happy Gilmore. I was always thought like, it's a decent one, but it's not one I want to watch. So I was actually kind of shocked when they announced the sequel. And of course, it's with Netflix because Adam Sandler's got that Netflix deal. I wasn't expecting much, and the trailers didn't really intrigue me all that much. It seemed like it would be a cameo fest, and I was not ready for how big of a cameo fest. Now, I have seen the reviews for this saying how awful, how terrible, how this is Jack and Jill levels of atrocity from Adam Sandler. And a lot of my movie mutual friends that I respect and like a lot have been dogpiling this movie. So I kind of put it on expecting the worst. I I didn't hate the movie. I honestly I like it about as much as the original. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see why so many people are being well, no, I actually do see why they are. But I think some people are exaggerating how bad this movie is because I think comparing it to a lot of actual atrocious Adam Sandler films, whether it's The Cobbler, Jack and Jill, the murder mystery movies, especially that second one, the Ridiculous Six, all those, this looks like an Oscar movie compared to those. Some of the strengths with this movie is I think it actually looks very beautiful. I'm not lying. Like this is actually a pretty gorgeous movie to look at. The color palette, the color, the cinematography, the lighting, like dude, this Adam Sandler comedy looks a lot better than other movies being put out today. I was impressed with the way it was shot, and there's actually some decent looking things in here. I also thought the humor was pretty funny. There was a lot of moments I was actually laughing when I didn't find the Happy Gilmore humor all that funny because it's just a lot of Adam Sandler shouting, which I guess is funny to some people, just him going, "All right already." That's my best Adam Sandler. That's why I wasn't big on the original because it's just him yelling and cursing. And I was like, it could be funnier than that. Here, there's some funny humor. There's this thing where Adam Sandler's an alcoholic, and being an alcoholic isn't funny. But he's someone who everything he grabs and touches, this Funko Pop, he unscrews, takes a shot. A cuckoo clock has alcohol in it. I love that gag. I thought it was funny. And the first hour, I'll say even like, yeah, the first 50% of this movie feels like a genuine attempt to a real story. It doesn't feel like they were half butting it or just dragging their feet, or this was an excuse so Adam Sandler can pay all his friends and relatives to be part of the movie. You definitely get that vibe as the movie goes on. But the first half of this movie, I was like it's not perfect, it's not amazing, but it feels like they're actually trying. Like it feels like effort was really put into this legacy sequel. And then the other half of the movie starts kicking in. I think Marvel Studios is going to be watching this movie, taking notes, putting out their pin, and going, "Damn, Adam, we didn't know you had that in you." The amount of cameos, Easter eggs, references to the Adam Sandler movie universe is insane. You cannot go 5 or 6 minutes watching this movie without a celebrity cameo, a pop culture reference. There were so many cameos and real life people thrown into this movie. I didn't know who they were, but I figured they had to be somebody because there's a scene where like Adam Sandler is like in this like Dick's Sporting Goods or something, and a clearly beautiful, super attractive lady comes in that I'm like, that's just not a regular actress. That's probably somebody, some sort of wrestler, I don't know, celebrity chef or actual golf person. I don't know. I was blown away, dude. Eminem is in this movie. Guy Fieri, Travis Kelsey, bad, but the cameos were nonstop. It was kind of insane, and I think that type of stuff is gonna hurt the rewatch value of this. Because while I said I'm not a big fan of Happy Gilmore, I totally get why that would be a rewatchable movie for people. This movie is not going to age well. I think after a month, this movie is aging horribly with all those cameos, pop culture references. Okay, so there was that. Um, the movie also just takes a nosedive story wise. I was mentioning the first half, I thought they're actually putting in effort. There's a character death in the very beginning that made me do a wide eye double take, hands in the air with that's how they just killed that character? What? It was so stupid and ridiculous. I couldn't help but to just laugh, and it ended up working okay. It was like the first stupid thing in the first half, but then that type of stupidity and mediocrity is all the second half. They eventually do this second golf tournament, which I thought the movie should have just ended with the first golf tournament in the film. This movie also has a problem of being too long. It needs to be 20-30 minutes shorter, dude. It goes on for way too long. But there's this second golf tournament in the movie where it's basically BMX golfing. That I guess it sounds like a cool idea where like you golf in a pit of fire, in a ping pong place, and some weird stuff in a snowy mountain. It's like trying to make golf exciting. I get it. But it just felt so random. Like anything was happening. There was no stakes anymore. Whoever was writing the movie decided to take a break and hand the computer to their 10-year-old kid and said, "Hey, finish the movie for me. I'm going to go get lunch." And the kid just was typing nonsense. That's what the second half of this movie feels like, is just utter nonsense. And there is nonsense and stupidity in that original Happy Gilmore. But to the levels it goes to in the second half of this movie, I was just eye rolling and I was like, "Dude, can y'all just wrap this up cuz I'm done." Uh with that said, also, I don't mind when Adam Sandler brings in all his friends and family members. If I was a rich, funny guy making all this money and stuff, and I had kids or nephews that wanted to be actors, well, hop on in, buddy. Oh, you want a paycheck? You want this? Bring it in, sure. In fact, I actually kind of like the way his daughters were used in this movie. Adam Sandler has two daughters, and I thought they were fine. It's actually, I know the boys aren't his real life children, but the boy siblings in here I also found to be such a funny part of the film. There's a scene where they talk about what they do in each one of their jobs. And although they all have different jobs, the same thing they all do in their job had me laughing. So honestly, yeah, it's not Adam Sandler's best. But as far as legacy sequel goes and in the plethora of horrible Adam Sandler movies, I found this one decent. I found it actually kind of enjoyable, especially for a straight to streaming movie. So, and the people branding this as like an atrocity, awful, the worst film of the year, I'm just like, have a little bit of fun, man. Not everything needs to be dissected and super analyzed like it's supposed to be a masterpiece. I was like, I felt like there was some effort put into this. They went a little overboard with the cameos and things like that, but 6 out of 10 for me. It was decent. It was decent. So I don't know, Chris. When are you gonna review F1, buddy? I'm reviewing Happy Gilmore. So how about FU? Oh. So yeah, now I want Big Daddy 2, dude. I can't imagine what Big Daddy 2. If there's I would like there to be, yes, that's my favorite Adam Sandler comedy, Waterboy 2. But in today's cancel culture and world, I don't know how you can redo that role because it is someone like that's not mentally capable, right? Adam Sandler is playing someone mentally slow with a speech impediment. I just don't know how he does that in nowadays. I'd love to. I'd still want to see it. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, you guys let me know what you thought about Happy Gilmore 2. I honestly don't think it was as awful as some people were painting it to be.